Hello, welcome back to That United Show. I'm Terry Flewers, of course, on the Football Terrace. You are here watching the Football Terrace. We're here to talk Jadon Sancho. We're here to talk Man United's transfer fast, or some people believe it's a fast. Interesting breaking news tonight. I love this game. Man United have been officially offered, along with Paris Saint-Germain, the footballer known as Gabriel, who has agreed personal terms with Arsenal. And do you know what I love about this story? What I love about it the most is he's agreed to join Arsenal, but his agent is still offering him up to other football clubs. If I'm a Gooner right now, I'm going to be a little bit worried, because if Paris Saint-Germain, especially, forget United for a minute, we don't have to worry about United. If Paris Saint-Germain are interested in him, there is absolutely no way that Arsenal are signing him. Cannot see it in a month, a whole month of Sundays. I cannot. We've got Aaron on the show tonight. We've got Flores on the show tonight. And we've got my guy, Elite KJ. Let's see what these men are saying. Boys, how are we?
Yo. What we saying, man?
First of all, I just want to say thank to you guys in the chat. You guys made this happen. Debut on the That's United show from the start for once, baby. Let's go.
In fairness, it maybe pulled out. So it's first substitution, like first reserve. Do you know what I mean? Our very own Dan on the show. So it's all good. You're almost in new surroundings tonight as well. I'm liking the new decor.
Yeah. It's not. I'm at my dad's house, innit? So obviously my dad's
speak to Ram and Boris and peacock feathers, and then it's got the full. I bet your dad's probably got more drip than peacock feathers, to be fair. Although that might be possible, we're all being laughed at because we don't know these things.
Like I said, it's my dad's one minute, so that's why the decor's here. I'll make sure to compliment her to let her know. I'll let her know.
There you go, beautiful, loving it. And Aaron, we do need to ask. Do you need a hug, bruv? Did your dog die?
I need a big one still. I need a big one because it's
group hug, man. Group hug
like this. There you go.
We're here for you, man. We're here for you, bro.
Man. It made me laugh. Like, listen, I call people out. I laugh at people. I quote to it. Everyone knows it's just I use it all for fun. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, of course.
I see your tweets, and that's why I wanted to do the show on the transfers tonight, because like a lot of United fans seem sort of stressed and worried and stuff, and yourself especially. Like, what's going on with you right now when it comes to Man United's transfers? You seem proper nervous about us not getting any real business done.
Yeah, man. I mean, the clock's ticking, and we've got till the 5th of October. Of course, we'll bring at least someone in. I know that. Well, whether that's going to be Sancho or not remains to be seen. But I'm just worried because obviously we're seeing teams around us strengthen, and teams that have already secured signings even before the end of the season. And yeah, it just worries me, because if everyone around us is strengthening and we're not really strengthening the way we're supposed to, or the way we're all talking about strengthening, then I'm just worried about next season. And on top of that, I'm really worried about the Champions League. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand what the Champions League actually is. I mean, if you don't understand what the Champions League is, just look at how Bayern is demolishing everyone, and then you'll probably understand the levels of that competition. And I know, well, it's not that I know, it's a fact. Because we haven't won the Europa League, we're not going to be in the top seed, which means we'll be in the group stages with one of the big teams that won their respective leagues. So that's Bayern Munich, PSG, Juventus, was it Porto? And did I forget someone else? No, I didn't. Well, in the big league, let's say. In the big league, sorry. So I'm just worried, man, because do I fancy us to get a win right now in the Champions League against the Bayern Munich? No. Against the PSG? No. Against the Juventus? No. So it's just worrying, man. It's just really, really worrying. So, yeah. That's why you see me tweeting like a madman.
You know what? Like, I actually get where you're coming from with that. I suppose we're just at the opposite end of the spectrums, where I'm just sort of.
Oh, Real Madrid. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot about Real Madrid.
Look, I get that. And I want to compete with those guys. I even think, though, if we sign Thomas Partey, Jadon Sancho, and let's just say we were to nick Gabriel away from Arsenal. If we did that, I still don't think we're winning the Champions League anyway. Without them, I still think we can get out of the group stage. I just suppose, I understand you've got these really high expectations. We were tweeting about them the other day for what Ollie's got to do next year. Yeah. And I think we're going to make them even with some minimal signings. I just think that the transfer market, this is the first time I've seen it. And maybe it's because people feel like that. I think people feel like the transfer market's been open longer than it is. We had that 3-month gap when everything was frozen because of the pandemic. Which kind of felt like the off season, but there was no transfers happening. And then you have this miniature little season, and now you've got the window again. I think people like it's August, we haven't signed anybody, but only forgetting that we only actually finished our season like 5 days ago. You get what I mean? Like there's almost an element of if this was normal, if this was like the 3rd or 4th of June, we'd all be relaxed. But I think it's the way things are. Flawless, from your point of view, brother. I mean, you've seen the I want to go into this Sancho news. He's coming. So personal terms agreed, no deal. Yesterday it was Dortmund have given us permission to speak to the player because personal terms haven't been agreed, but Dortmund have now said we can speak to him. That's weird if there's a deadline and they told us he ain't coming. And now today, to get all of that, Joel Glazer has blocked the move. What's your head saying on the Sancho deal, bruv?
I don't pay any mind to what's being said because like you said there, look how many times it's changed. We can talk to him. And personal terms have been agreed, but Dortmund, the transfer fee hasn't been agreed. But then the transfer fee's been agreed, and we haven't agreed personal terms. So it changes every day. I don't know where this Joe Glazer story came from. Did it come from a credible source?
It came from The Athletic, so you would argue it's credible.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I really don't pay it any mind, and I think United fans, not all United fans, but too many United fans have too much time on their hands on social media and just react straight away to things. That's why I've not, if you go down my Twitter timeline, I've not reacted once to any of this. I'm just like, okay, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. My bias hat, I've convinced myself this is happening. I've said this from the jump. Sancho will come in. Like, I have to believe he's coming in. Like, I have no choice but not to. I've already gone out on a window ledge and said, yo, he's coming in. The deal will happen. And we know, I don't understand why United fans are mad in terms of, this is our behavior. This is what we do. We take forever and a day to complete deals. Look how long we took the Wan-Bissaka deal took. Look how long the Maguire deal took. So, okay, you man are now letting me know, all right, this is what we do on deals. We take our time, and Ed tries to keep every penny you can, and Dortmund are trying to get every penny they can. It's like, to me, pay the money and get the deal done.
No, I agree with you. The way we do our transfer deals, it reminds me of DJ Khaled. Like, I like his songs, other than the bit where it says another one. I hate that bit. I'm like, you ruined the song by shouting another one. Like, yeah, there's just catchphrases. Like, but if I'm going to buy his album, I know that's coming. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. It's one of them ones for me. It's crazy. I want to read something out though, right? So I will put this up on the screen in a minute. So today we were told, and the wording was to the effect of, Joel Glazer has blocked the move because he doesn't think that Sancho is worth the money. Now, this is a quote that I want to read from an article in relation to Joel Glazer dropping moves. I'll read the end of it and then I'll read the beginning of it. It says here, but United co-chairman, you're getting a bit of playback from me there, Flora, so I'm just going to mute you for a sec, mate. Sorry. It says, but United's co-chairman, Joel Glazer, who signs off on transfers, simply believes the structure of the deal is not right and the player is not worth the money being asked. That is exactly the same type of sentence as we've been told today. I'll now read you the beginning of that sentence. He goes, there has been no change in the stalemate since the weekend, with Sporting demanding interested parties pay the Portuguese midfielder's £68 million release clause upfront in cash. United have offered £45 million upfront with a further £8.5 million in add-ons. Sporting are desperate to cash in and have been complaining to the Portuguese media that it's all United's fault. And then they go on to say what Joel Glazer said. When you read that paragraph from the Bruno deal in January, you literally could take out the words Sporting and Bruno and put in Dortmund and Jadon Sancho, and it's the exact same story. That's why when I say to people, stop being triggered. The media are doing this on purpose. And like I said in my rant earlier on today, Joel Glazer might actually say, listen, we can't afford to pay 120 million euros cash up front, because that's how most deals are not done. Most deals are 50, 60 million up front. You pay the rest over a period of time. But that's no different to all the other big signings in Europe, barring Werner, which Chelsea paid the buyout clause. Every other big deal you can think of right now, there's debating over money because no owners of clubs want to part with the asking price. And I just can't understand. KJ, from your point of view, is this still games? Is this still teams trying to negotiate and banter each other? Or do you actually think the Glazers are stopping this deal and we're going to go after good old Milky Bar kid David Brooks instead?
What
that blonde hair, you know what I mean?
No, that's funny enough. Wait, and honestly, I just think that it's no longer the teams briefing the press. I think it's the press now taking advantage of the situation and getting their clicks now. Just for the fact that it changes the changes are too drastic and too dramatic for it to be fed by whatever side. I personally feel like both sides are now trying to wait until things die down a bit, because Dortmund can't go from saying, "Oh, we're not gonna let Jadon Sancho leave," to 3 days later, "Oh, we've agreed a deal for Jadon Sancho to leave." Like, they're not gonna do that. So I think both teams are waiting it out, let the initial beef die down, and they go again towards the end of the month and start of September. And people remember, look at it like this, yeah. Remember Endgame? You had Cap. You had Thor, you had Iron Man struggling against Thanos by themselves. And what happens? Who comes in last minute with the mandem? Doctor Strange, people. And that's what Jadon Sancho is. He's going to come in late with the other signings like, yo, let's go ready to beat down some Liverpool ass, baby. Let's go, fam.
The way I look at it is this. I know I'm going to get absolutely pummeled on social media if it doesn't happen. I mean, the comments I get now, "You told us it was done." I was like, no, I said I thought it was done. I didn't tell you it was. Like, there are two different things that you get what I mean. Like, if I throw you a bone, I don't want to know how it tastes, bruv. But like, it's one of these things where that's just my opinion, but my opinion hasn't changed. I just think we've got to this situation. Have you guys seen that guy that tweeted? He's saying he used to be a scout for Man United. I don't know whether to believe whether he was or not, because I don't recognize the name. But the logic that he puts into this deal about how it's nearly happened and things have been reviewed, how United don't want to part with all their cash up front because we're actually trying to sign to it. And this is the irony. If we parted with 120 million up front, plus 5 million for the agent and all the salary, and then said, we've got nothing else left, though, to get the other recruits now, because what we were looking to do is pay out 80, 90 million this summer in first year installments for 3 or 4 players. You'd then get people say, "Oh, well, you're stupid to pay it then, weren't you?" Whatever they do, you're going to get the same negative Nelly's moan. And I think that we just need to have either the same energy the whole way through. We either want to just pay what random fee a club asks for and do it to their demands to land who we want, or we need to be more frugal. I don't think we can demand of our club to be more sensible with money and then moan that they're not just slapping it on the table. Now, from Flawless's point of view, Flawless is saying just pay it. But that, yeah, go on, mate.
The reason why I'm saying just pay it about Sancho is because I've said this before. If I'm in that position, I have full faith in my ability to pick the right players. Nobody talks about somebody's transfer fee when the player's a success. Bruno, nobody is talking about Bruno's price tag. I still don't even know what Bruno is. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about Wan-Bissaka's price tag, because Wan-Bissaka, even though he's tailed off towards the end of lockdown, has been successful. The reason why people bring up Maguire's price tag, my dad's like that, he doesn't like him at all, is because he really don't call him Phil Jones 2.0 and all of that. But I actually rate him, for real. Very harsh. He's very harsh. He's watching now, but he's very harsh. But the reason why people diss Maguire is because he makes mistakes. Same way, if you sign a player for 40 million, if that's a player's a success, no one talks about it. To me, I'm signing Sancho because he's going to be a success. Have faith in your transfer target.
And I agree, but I will disagree purely respectfully with your father. Respect, sir. Respect.
Yeah, I disagree with him too. I think he's hard.
The reason I'm relaxed with whatever we do, so I don't want David Brooks as an example. I'm not even sure I want Gabriel. Like, I know I'm going to banter ass when we get into that story in a minute, because the deal is pretty much done. He has agreed there. I don't want him either. He's not a player that I've seen that floats my boat. But I will trust Ollie, because I feel overall Ollie's signings have been a success at Manchester United. So there's an element where whatever he decides to do, I'm kind of cool with it, in that regard. But I just feel like we need to relax a little bit.
Sorry.
Go on, mate. Go on, bro.
I'm in a different stance too in terms of what you're saying. I'm calm about transfers, but not because I necessarily trust Ollie and I trust the board and all that. I like the targets that we've been linked to. Like, they're better than we was on the Maury. You know what I'm saying? We used to get used to get used to linked to these old guys, these players that you think, where's the future in that? But the targets that we have now, there's some future in there. Are they all the players that I want? No. But the reason why I'm relaxed is because at the end of the day, as much as I'm on social media, as much as I scream and shout, I want this player, that player, this guy is good, that guy good, I got no say who we sign anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have any say in what we're doing. So for me, I'm like, if that is the case, I can only hope that we get certain players that I want. And if we don't, then I've just got to back the man then, because like at the end of the day, I'm not the man signing these players. I'm not the guy negotiating these deals. So all I can do is sit here and hope. Like, and I'm cool with that. I am.
Interesting news here from Fabrizio. See it for a couple of hours ago, just completely left field, nothing to do with Man United, saying that Cavani might be joining Benfica.
Oh yeah, that's been floating around.
Which is interesting. Comment. We're going to move on to this story now because I want your boys' opinion on it. I want the rival banter view, and then what you would like. You know, today Man United have been approached. Yesterday, Man United were approached by the agent of Gabriel. And today, according to Damasio, this is Damasio, bro, like the man who gave Fabrizio his starting life, right? Has made a concrete approach for the Lille defender Gabriel. He will decide his future within the next 48 hours over the weekend. Therefore, there may be further developments. Do you know what's mad about this? I did the video this morning because Arsenal fans told me last night. I had an Arsenal fan that I respect tweet me saying, medicals tomorrow, bruv, trust me. So I did the video. I don't even know if he's any good. I just, can you imagine, right? Especially, by the way, after my guy Saeed twerking this morning for the Gooners with the, if he signs for Arsenal, where is it? I saw that and I died. Especially, do you know why I died? Because I would say, if I was to put two men up for a debate on camera, Saeed versus Babs, Saeed destroys Babs in a football debate. I assure you agree with that, Aaron. I think Saeed kills him in a football debate, right?
Yeah.
Not hard, but yeah.
This is why I say about it. He put himself into that vulnerable position, right, where he enabled himself to be bantered by one of the biggest trolls on the internet. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. I know you gained a few Arsenal subs, but don't do that. But Gabriel to Man United, supposedly there's been a concrete offer. Damasio has said it. Paris Saint-Germain in as well. Aaron, two things. One, would you like Gabriel? And secondly, what would the banter levels be like if he signed the agreement, verbally said, I will join Arsenal. If he now switched across to Man United, Arsenal fans, they've got to shut up for at least 3 months, right?
I think they will hate him so much. Like, I'm already seeing people saying they've got, welcome videos ready in the drafts. As soon as it's done, they release the videos and everything. Yeah, they're going to be trolled. We're going to troll them for months, man. But, well, you know me, I watch a lot of European football, but when it comes to Gabriel, I'm not going to sit here and lie. So I haven't seen any of him, any game or even highlights. I still haven't had time to go and watch highlights of him on YouTube. So I couldn't tell you what I like about him or what I don't like. I spoke to Pippa earlier. I did a show with her and she said that he dives in a lot. So that means you can tell from very
Arsenal.
He dives in a lot, so you can maybe tell that he's courageous. He's not afraid to go into challenges. But like I said, man, I don't know anything about the player. All I know is that he's Brazilian. I don't know if he's ever played for Brazil yet, or like the under 21s or whatever it is. I don't know. So yeah, it's basically a case of if he signs for us, that's when I'm going to be able to judge him if he plays.
Yeah, no, I get that, mate. I've watched a lot of footage of him on Scout, and there's some brilliant stuff, and there's also some areas where I think, Jesus, I'm worried. But he's 22, so like I said,
that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and people that's why I get annoyed about when people are judging these young fullbacks at the moment in football. Reece James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's like most defenders are not the finished article till they're 24, 25. So he's got a couple more years until he's at that point, but it would be peak. What are you saying, KJ? But I know you've not really been. I know KJ, you've been a little sort of I'm in an iron with Gabriel. You felt like they were just sort of using Man United to get a better deal with a team Everton size. Now he's heavily linked. Damasio has said United made a concrete offer. What are you saying?
I'm sticking by what I'm said. Leo, yeah, them man are opportunists, fam. They see that one of their players is on a hot streak for a year, and they're like, yo, rah, we can get peas for this guy. Let's offer him out. Pepe, one good season with Lille, 72 million. Osherman, one good season, 70 million. You're telling me these men are charlatans and scoundrels, fam? Listen to me when I say,
you know.
listen to me when I say, yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, when you really deep it, it's a bit weird how this guy has gone from being loaned out a lot to several different teams, not getting much game time, being third, fourth choice centre back, to now being the guy who's gonna turn your defense around and make you the best defense in Europe. Like, it's really strange. Like, if we sign him, great. He's got a great card on FIFA. Cool, ain't it? Like, I don't know anything really about him. Never seen him play, so I back the thing, yeah. But in honesty, I'm like, this feels a bit weird to me. Like, you don't go from you're okay, you're an okay centre back to you've had a really good season, you're worth 40 M's and all this. Like, there's something dodgy about it.
Yeah, and that's because we don't watch, and this is the thing with Premier League fans. We pretend, and it isn't that people don't like European football. It's a timing issue. Like, Aaron watches European football, but he doesn't watch all European football because there ain't enough time to watch all European football and like shower and have a life and do things. Like, you know what I mean? You can't do it. And if people do watch the French League, the French League, they're not watching Lille. They're watching Paris Saint-Germain, maybe a bit of Lyon, but they're not watching those. Get where I'm coming from? And that's like, I don't have an opinion on a player that I haven't ever seen. If he comes to United, of course, I'm going to back him. He's going to be my guy. Comment here, Super Chat says, would you have Sancho only or Jack Grealish, Partey, and Costa? That's a really good question. So if you had the option, boys, we'll go to Flawless first. Sancho by himself, no other signings, or Jack Grealish, Tom Partey, Douglas Costa? What would you pick?
The reason why I don't like these questions, because I'm like, why not all of them? I don't understand why it's always either or with these hypotheticals. I don't understand. Like, we can, with the budget we already have, the players we can get rid of, why can't we sign a Sancho, a Jack Grealish, a Thomas Partey, and maybe a Costa on loan? Like, we know that this squad needs at least a minimum of 3 players to compete and go forward. So let's invest.
Plus, it's either or. Please pick.
Yo, this guy is hilarious. Yo, this guy is Joker. But yeah, either or. I'm taking Sancho.
What you saying, Aaron? If you had the choice now, one just Jackie or to Jaden, or are we going for Jack, Partey, Costa?
I'm gonna have to go with Jaden, man. Jaden.
What are you saying, KJ?
Jaden, as much as I like Jack Grealish and he's saucy, now it has to be Sancho, fam.
Mate, that is 4 and 4. I would pick Sancho. I want that boy at this club desperate. That's another thing I saw today, which I was about to go to the client meeting and I read it. And I had to delay the meeting for 5 minutes with the client because I was angry, and I was like, I'm going to end up speaking rudely to a client today because I read people getting angry that Ollie has supposedly stated that he wants to keep Delo and Lingard, and people are like, see, standards. I'm like, Ollie's not going to tell the media that he wants to get rid of those players because it lowers their price. Just relax.
And then what will happen is we get Ollie saying, I don't want these players, they're not good enough, want them gone. And when we sell them for 5 million, they'll be like, how we just sold them for 5 million? We should be selling them for more. Like what's wrong with our board? Our board is terrible. Worst board in the world.
Oh, hang on. We got Jem in the house. She says, typical one-team player. You guys think Sancho going to save you from conceding goals?
Nah. Go on, Terry. Go on.
No, you go on. Speak away, bro. Like, speak away.
So see, KJ, to defend against this is why I said what I said. You get what I'm saying? I don't get me. You see, I can see what's coming already.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jem, I love you, Jem. I know what you're doing here, fam. You're taking the question and blowing it like we're saying you only ever want Sancho and don't want anything else, fam. We know that we need.
But see that you have to have the pre-bottles ready. You get what I'm saying for these social media streets and this YouTubing world. This is why you have to be thorough in what you're saying. I knew this question was coming. That's why I said what I said beforehand. But yeah, Sancho alone isn't the answer. But is he a massive step in the right direction? 1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%.
And also, you got to remember this. Those 3 players that you listed, only, I would say, one of them may not be there available next season. I think that's Thomas Partey. I think he's got a big chance of getting signed this season. The other 2... the other two, you can sign them next season easily. Whereas Jadon Sancho, next season he ain't a free one like we're getting right now. It's going to be competitive.
On top of that, right, we've got one of the. I was looking at all this today, right? We've got one of the best. We're one of the top 5 teams for shots conceded this season, compared to being in the bottom 5 the season before, as an example. Interceptions, one of the best teams. Aerial duels, one of the top 7 teams. Balls lost in own half, one of the best 4 teams this season. What they call challenge intensity, one of the highest teams. Passes made per attacking movement against us, one of the best teams in the Premier League. Yellow cards actually quite high. But when you look at all the defensive metrics that are out there, we were so improved this year. And I actually think the likes of AWB, without signing a centre back, right? If we don't sign one on a real level, I think AWB and Maguire will have even better seasons next year. I think we'll see an improvement in goalkeeper, because it looks like Hendo is going to be signing that new deal. I think that's going to put a nice little bit of pressure on David De Gea. I'm not overly worried about us defense. Like in the last 24 games of the season, we kept like 14, 15 clean sheets. I'm not that worried about that area. And if we're more attacking going forward and scary, teams are going to attack us less anyway, because they're going to be worried about their jaw getting broke. So
I also think we're all screaming for this fast centre back that we need and stuff. And I honestly believe, if Eric Bailly could stay fit, he's that guy there. If Tuanzebe can stay fit, we've got another guy there. So defensively, we're not actually as far off as people think we are. It's just because our guys that are the quick ones are always injured. I hope that they can stay fit.
And that's the issue there, KJ. That's the problem right there. If Bailly could stay fit, I wouldn't be saying United need a centre back. But how many years has he been at Manchester United and he can't stay fit? I'm hoping Axel, this was just a one-off and he just had a bad season with injury, and he can come into it. If United line up next season and Bailly or Axel or both of them can stay fit, I'm fine with that, because not only are they better defenders to me than Lindelof, they're better foils for Maguire, and then we see a better Maguire, and then we improve defensively again. Yeah,
true. I feel you know what? When he came in for those handful of games around that December period before he got injured, I was so impressed with Tuanzebe. Even when man got moved out to left back against Arsenal, I know he made a mistake of a pass that led to a goal, but his overall play was very good. And I sort of feel like he was on his way to having a really good season. I felt that he was just working his way into taking Lindelof.
Was it the Liverpool game or the Newcastle game where he was starting, and then the only reason why he didn't start was because he got injured in the warm-up? I genuinely think Ollie was preparing to make him centre back. I think that was the Liverpool
game, and then he came back again a month or so later. He had too many injuries, and hopefully it was just a bad season for him in that way, and we don't have a player that's kind of going to go down an injury road, because again, I think he's so talented. He was really good at Villa the season before. There's a real nice ceiling there, and you've also got the young lad as well, whose name now eludes me. Is it
Bernard Mengi or Bernard?
Mengi. Yeah, so him as well. Yeah, and that's where the club have got to be careful. I know it's only 22 mil for Gabriel, 22, 23 mil, whatever, but the club needs to be serious about how much better is he really than those guys? How much better is he really than Tuanzebe and these lads? Because if there isn't a significant difference, unless we really think we're buying the next Koulibaly or whatever, I don't really want to drop the money when we've got these young men coming through. Because I think do you get where I'm coming from? How much better are they? I keep seeing this link to like I said, that David Brooks deal. I sort of feel like give Hannibal a chance. That's what I would do.
Well, to be fair, this was my argument when Angel Gomez was here. It's a shame it didn't work out, and he's left. But he's one of those ones where we had an opportunity there to play a player like that and give them a chance. So hopefully Hannibal gets a shot at some point.
I think Hannibal's better than the Angel. Listen, I wanted Gomez to work out, especially when he made his debut and he was the first player to ever play for the club who was born after the treble. I love those little things. It's romantic. But the fact that he got signed, was it Lille that signed him?
Yeah, Lille signed him. Then
Lille signed him, and then they loaned him out to Vista. It instantly tells me that he isn't good enough for Man United. We talk about standards and raising them. The fact that no top clubs come in for him, and then even Lille, who are renowned for bringing through youngsters, have loaned him for a year. I don't know that he might prove to be completely wrong. I just don't think he's.
I think the reason with that you have to be careful with them type of things, because just look at Serge Gnabry. He's a prime example. If we was talking years ago when he was at Arsenal, went to West Brom, and Pulis turns around and says he's not good enough, if anyone would have said Serge Gnabry is going to be an important part of Bayern Munich's team that reaches a Champions League final, we would have been like, nah. This is why you have to be careful of these things because players can kick on.
But the thing about the loan thing, I don't necessarily think that it's because he's not good enough. I think because he's had a year out of football, I think they just really want him to get a year of football under his belt. I think United should have in January, because we had a better picture of how their playing time was happening for Chong and for Gomez, that we should have loaned them out in January to get them the extra game time. Now you can talk about the contract disputes and all that. That's a different conversation. But in terms of just pure football, I think they should have been loaned out in January to get that football, but they didn't. And now we're here, and Joe Gomez is left now, and his parent club are like, right, cool. We like the look of him, but he's had 2-3 years just playing reserve football and the games here and there. We need to make sure he gets games before we can properly assess him if he's ready for the first team. So I don't necessarily think it's because he's not good enough for Lille. I just think it's because he hasn't had enough game time in the last 3 years.
No, I think he's good enough for Lille. My point is, I don't think he's good enough for Man United in terms of the level we want to get back to in that regard. And that's why, again, I'm backing. I think if he was truly, I think Ollie would have played. And look, proof's in the pudding. If we see if he ends up being Alphonse Gnabry, then whether Ollie's successful with us or not, that'll always be a little bit of a pain spot for him. But I don't want to be rude about the lad because he's an academy player. I don't want to be nasty. I just think we're going to see a player that in about 5 years, his name's going to pop up. We'll be playing. He'll be playing for some obscure team. We'll have him in the Champions League, and it'll be like, I forgot about him. He'll be one of them guys. He still ain't got any taller. He'll be one of those ones, I think. When it comes to that, Terry, you don't watch the youth to even comment. I don't watch the youth with any regularity. But my view is this: I know for a fact that Rashford and Greenwood are good enough because they were given a chance and they're being kept in and not being loaned out. Like I watched Man United for long enough. You could tell every young player was getting raved up, and Fergie ain't giving him a chance. Other than Ravel Morrison, Fergie weren't giving him a chance because they weren't good enough. Like he gave the ones that were good enough played. It's as simple as that. We never, other than maybe Paul Pogba. Again, that was more of an issue with the agent. But there were a few circumstances. We've got Danny's joining us now. Danny Devil in the details in the house. What's going on, bro? A lot of questions. We always get asked a question. I was about to ask it, and then we heard it. When are you changing that battery in that smoke detector, bro?
I didn't even see people commenting on that.
It was you, bro. It was you.
You know, I'm a procrastinator, man. I'm not gonna lie, I can't get the thing off. I've tried, but I'll get it done. Don't worry about it.
Well, to be fair, this is what happens on the Football Terrace. Terry will flame you until you make changes in your life. Like, I was getting cussed from my bad internet for time, and I look.
And look how Chris is now, bro. Look how Chris your internet is now, bro. Honestly.
Shout out Terry for flaming me to results, fam.
Yo, the way the man noticed thing in the comments is mad. Still, man, noticed my fire alarm. That caught me off guard with that one. Still,
bro, people notice some of the weird, like the amount of things people pick up on. It's crazy. Like you just think, why are you even looking at that? Do you know what I mean? Like it's people got a lot of hands on their times. I have people say to someone messaging me the other day, like, you did this really weird thing with your lips. I was like, what? They're like, where you like
pause,
you lick them,
pause on that,
you put them together, and then you like sort of almost pull like a posy face, and I'm like, I don't even know how to do that, right? And I'm like, people are staring at me, bro. What I do with my lip still. I was like, right.
Yeah, well, mannerisms, fam, mannerisms.
No, that's details, because I bet if you ask your missus about that, she will even clock that. How hard are these mums? This is why I don't read the comments.
She knows those lips for some big house flawless, fam. Don't worry about that one.
I ain't got no time for that. This is why I don't read comments in it. I got no time for that.
It's
moving on.
Yeah.
I got there before you, Terry. I made sure it was PC, fam. I made sure it was PC. I know what you're gonna say.
PG, fam. That's what it was.
Danny, devil in the details here, bruv, with us. What are you making of the whole transfer thing, bruv? I know you're like me, relaxed, but what are you making of like the social media meltdown from some, the news stories? Now Joe Glazer's stopping it from happening. What's your head saying, bruv?
Just first things first, just want to give Aaron a hug because I've seen
hugs all around, baby.
But I get it. You know what it is? There's a difference. See, with Aaron, it's a standard thing. These are the standards we need to get to, and if we don't get there, we're going to be disappointed next season and the following season. That makes sense. But when people are reacting to every little story, like you mentioned Saeed earlier on, with the Gabriel thing, the Sancho thing, like you said, the window's plenty time to go in the window. it will happen or it won't happen. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you just got to back your team. A team that starts at the end of the season, at the start of next season, you just got to back that team regardless. But I think we'll get the Sancho deal done. And if we don't, we just need to see what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like this, the reason. This is my thinking on it, though. For me, the club are taking their time on it because it's a significant signing. I've said this before. If we get Sancho, that front line is set for the next 5 years. It's a big deal. It's an important deal. So we need to take our time on it. If we don't get him, then only thing that concerns me is that I'm not seeing what our other targets are. Grealish at 80 million. I'm not feeling that deal at 80 mil. Can't lie. I'm really not. The Van de Beek thing, he's been there to sign since last season. I'm not convinced we're actually interested in him. The Brooks guy, no thank you. Like, that's just, he's what? Is he better
Milky
than
Bar
Tomine?
Kid.
Is he better
Milky
than
Bar
Tomine?
Kid, fam.
We haven't been linked with any left backs, in all seriousness. Does Gabriel things come out of nowhere? If he chooses PSG, who's the next target? I don't know. That's the only thing that's concerning me, is that beyond Sancho, I ain't seen nothing serious from any journalist that I consider credible. So, but I'm relaxed, man. I think we'll get Sancho in the end.
Comment here from Stro for you, Aaron. Little comment for you, bruv.
Papoose, you know what? He's got a point still.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot.
This is how bad. I don't know who that is.
You might
You don't know who Wait,
No.
tell me you don't know who Papoose is. I'm surprised about that, actually.
Do you know? I'm one of
He's
these.
an older generation rapper.
Do you know what it is? I'm a bit like, I'm not a great person with names. I'll see a face or hear a song. I'm like, that's who that is. Like, I hear these names. I'll watch TV on, and someone will talk about some singer, and I'm like, do you know, I remember when she won some awards, or he or she, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl. That's how bad it is. Is it Billie Eilish?
Yeah, it's a girl. It's a
Girl, right? I assume so. But I'm actually, what I mean is, I'm not sure these days what you meant to say. But I'm like, and I was like, I have no idea who this person is. And then I heard the music, and I was like, oh, I know that. Like, it's just, I'm a bit like that. I don't really get involved.
Papoose is more underground rapper, though. Alphabet Slaughter is the track you need to that's what you need to get familiar with.
Oh, that track's different, man. That track is different.
But we call it Aaron Papoose from now on. I'm just going to call Aaron Papoose from now on.
He does look like Papoose.
Fraudimus Prime is letting down the culture here, boys. He says, who's Papoose?
Listen, that don't surprise me.
Yeah.
Like Ram telling me I don't even know what Dirty Wine is. He's another Ram.
You always know Ram's new nickname now, right? It's two backer, because he doesn't say anything with his chest. Man's got two backer. That's what we're calling him, because he doesn't.
We gave him some training today, Terry.
Did you?
In the group chat? Yeah. Stro had to take him out of the group chat, literally kick him out, have words with him in the private chat, and then bring him back in. And then he gave David a nice little argument there. It was interesting. Actually,
You man a snide on Ram, man. You man a snide. That's why
we're helping him. We're helping him.
We're helping him develop. We're
helping him develop, but you man are enjoying it at the same time.
But you're supposed to enjoy coaching. You're supposed to enjoy coaching, bro.
I feel like we're getting him ready. You know, like when if you catch a bird, like a bird injures its wing, you look after it in a box in your garage, you look after it for a few months, you feed it up, and then you're gonna let it go into the wild. I feel like that's what we're doing with Ram. We're like gonna let him go into the wild. You know, he's gonna end up like getting himself kicked out of uni when he goes back. I say, mad, like he's gonna go back and actually Hellraiser, he'll kicked out of uni and be like, I've got no future. Be like, well, you shouldn't have listened to us. We would just go like, we're just messing with you, bro. Thank you to Aaron. Is it Aaron? No, it's not Aaron. It's Matthew for becoming an official member. Appreciate that, bro. Man's actually got an emoji with his own face on. I respect that, because most people.
He looks like he should be a footballer. If Andres Pereira can be one, so can he, fam.
Oh, I'm getting told Fabrizio's tweeted. Oh, hang on.
It's about Koeman.
Is it Koeman?
No, yeah, about Koeman and Suarez. I'm not interested. I don't want to talk about Suarez. Suarez is done now.
That's another thing. How much do you guys think we're going to raise for like a Pereira? What do you think he's going for?
15.
I can say between 15 and 20, I think. I think between 15 and 20.
Oh,
because you know what? Because I think if we do get Sancho, I think we're gonna be selling before we're buying after Sancho.
I think so too. Yeah.
Valencia are linked with Andres Pereira. I don't know how, because the entire squad's for sale. So, if we could do a swap deal with one of their man, I think that might be decent. You know
Their players are for sale for a reason, though.
No, but Ferran Torres was a Valencia man.
Internet sensation. These men on Twitter don't watch Spanish football, bro. Like,
I keep seeing these Man United fans, and the last time Man United fans congregated outside Ed Woodward's house, we signed Bruno pretty quickly. A lot of people saying we should go stand outside Woodward's house with flares again. Listen, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Not condoning that.
Bad mind. Bad mind you.
Yeah, don't do that. As
but
much
even
as
with that Joe,
don't do that.
But even with that Joe Glazer thing, I think, like for me, I think there's some truth in it. But I don't go like crazy with it. He might be the one saying, "Look, we need to do it structured." I don't know if I buy this narrative. Like, no, we can't get him. He's not worth the money. Clearly, I think Fabrizio said, and other people have said, well, we want to pay the 120, but we want to do it in installments. We're not just going to give you cash up front. That's ridiculous. All this talk about player swaps, valuations going down, but Man United have to pay cash up front. This is where we just get treated differently than everybody else. As soon as you mention Manchester United, the landscape changes completely.
They hate us. They hate us, fam.
You get that United premium, but at the end of the day, it's like if you had the proper people in positions, then deals would get done. We've been interested in Sancho for however long. Like there's probably shows Terry's done or 4, 5, 6 months ago talking. We were talking about this before lockdown, and here we are. Lockdown's finished. We're in summer, and we're still having. What are you negotiating? This is what I would love to know. What are you negotiating?
Do you know what it is?
We want more money, and then you're saying no. What's the back and forth?
Yeah,
but this is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping, Flawless, yeah, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that, like, low-key, Woodward, Joe Glazer, they're saying, look, we'll pay, like, as much as we can up front, maybe 90. We'll get them there. But before we even get to that point, we'll do everything we can not to do that. That's what I hope is happening right now. Because if it isn't, right. I don't think Dortmund are going to budge, to be honest with you.
So you think, like, this can be, like, a last-minute option if they go... If Dortmund goes, all right, cool, we're pulling out. And then United go, no. You know what? They go to 90 up front. Do you think they'll do that?
I hope so. I'm not
They
saying
have to. They have to, fam.
Because you know what? Let's keep it real. If it wasn't for COVID, this wouldn't be an issue. It really, really wouldn't. Course, This is where I think we need to remember COVID-19 is real. It's not it's not a hoax. This shit is real. It's affected us. We had to.
And remember with the Bruno deal, the thing that triggered us to pay in the actual money that they wanted to was the whole story. Barcelona coming in and buying him and then loaning him out. And
it
was the same thing with City. It was the same thing with City and Maguire. We were haggling.
Yeah,
then they said City are coming out. You know, here you go. 8.
I genuinely believe these men know that United are slow on deals, and they get to the point like, let me come on my brethren from another club. Yo, you know what, can you act like you're buying him because I want the peas.
This is the thing, though. But you know about crying wolf. We cry wolf a lot. This may be a time when we're not crying wolf. We're like, 120 up front's a bit mad this summer. Like, if it was last summer, it would have been a good time to catch me. You know, like when you, like, I'm just gonna say it. You know, like back in the day, like you used to get that thing that was a hole. You never got around to beating it. Everyone else did. And then when you come around, she's like, I'm not a hole no more. Someone in the end's wifed it. It's one of them situations. You're like, right, now you want to get wifed up. You beat all my boys and now you're wifed up. It's one of them situations.
No comment.
That's the key thing. That's the key thing to say. Right, that's why they comment.
Later on, bro.
Yeah, bless Aaron. Bless him.
Later on, mate. Yeah, no, I listen. I'm just so relaxed about it. I think it's the whole thing's a big negotiation. Of course, we've got Matt, we've got Jan. I learned how to say it. It's and this is how you say it.
Jan Åge Fjørtoft.
Jan Åge Fjørtoft on the show tomorrow, right? That's in Norwegian as well. I'm pronouncing that. We've got Jan Fjørtoft on the show tomorrow morning, live at about 9 to 9:30. He's going to be on with us. So make sure you're all tuning in if you can. We will talk Jadon Sancho. We will talk Gabriel. We're going to talk Kai Havertz. We're going to talk Thiago. Any other deals, let me know. I'm going to send him a bit of a list tonight just to prep him. I reached out to him earlier on today, and he is coming on the show tomorrow morning. But hopefully, it'll be the biggest interview I've ever done with sort of someone.
You reckon you can prank him and he'll be okay with it?
Prank him?
Yeah, just talk about a player like that just doesn't exist and see if he likes.
Hey, listen, could you tell us about do you know what I mean? The sort of a bend over moment or a Wayne.
Yeah.
I remember do you remember when Talk Sport did that? They went around the Chelsea stadium. They did two things. They did it about a month. It's a brilliant. I can't show the video because it'll copyright strike. But basically, they made up these names that when you said them, like it would be like, have you heard the, Chelsea are linked with that South Korean striker currently playing for QPR in the Championship? And the name would be funny when you said it fast or whatever. And they'd say it, and the man would go, yeah, I've heard about him. He's good. Got a lot, a bit raw, but he's got a lot to work on. And they made people pretend they're real players. And then another one they did a little while later, again at Chelsea, they got a guy who looked like he might have been a footballer. He was obviously a male model. They got like press to follow him around. And then they were telling people, he's the new Chelsea striker they've signed for 70 million. And everyone's having their pictures taken with him. And it's like, imagine signing a 70 million striker that no one's ever heard of. And they were saying his name, his fake name, and they're all going, oh, yeah, I've heard of him. I didn't have a picture. Just goes to fans don't really have a clue. They don't. And I remember years ago, a newspaper got sold a story by, you know, when there used to be the Sky One show called Dream Team.
Yeah.
So they did a Dream Team player. A guy just signed for the Dream Team. And someone went to the papers and said, Liverpool linked. I can't remember the name. It would have been like something like Sergi Papayos or whatever. And they said, Liverpool are linked with a player from, because all the other teams in Dream Team were real teams. So they might have signed in the show, Sergi Papayos might have signed from Sampdoria. So they sold the story that Liverpool were going to sign Sampdorian midfielder, so Papayos. And a couple of newspapers run with the story and did actual paper-based articles on it. It was a madness. Like, I love stuff like that. Obviously, the internet's stopped that from happening now, but I do like that sort of thing. It would be, but no, I'm not going to do it because that'll be it. No one else will ever come on the show again.
Yo, I have to say, I'd absolutely love it if this Gabriel guy chooses PSG or anyone else over Arsenal. Funny.
Thiago Silva replacement. He's got Marquinhos there to help him out.
That's the thing, though. Like, why wouldn't he just stay in France and go to PSG and be with Neymar and Mbappe? Like, if I was him, a Brazilian guy, I already know for South Americans, Man United are just another club in England. Like, South Americans care about Inter Milan in Italy and Real Madrid and Barcelona. That's about it. Anyone else is like, well, you're a top team right now. So for me, I'm not even. It's nice to hear that we've gone in late for him, but I don't see why he would. Why is he not picking PSG?
Yeah, for the banner of it, I'd love to see it. That's what it is, because Arsenal is just banner FC, and that would just add on top of it already. We'd have a field day. We'd have a
wait, I would love to see how quick DT retracts all these tweets and be like, I didn't say that. What are you on about?
I've signed a little agreement with DT. DT and the Football Terrace are going into a little partnership. You'll hear more about that soon. So he is going to be making a couple of appearances a month on the Football Terrace moving forward. We sort of finalised that today.
Oh, you're finally putting my membership money to use, Terry.
Yes, Terry. Finally.
It was a little bit more quid pro quo, to be fair. Quid pro quo.
Yeah.
And you'll hear more about it. I'm doing something for a venture he's working on as well. So got to start to work on that tonight, actually. It's going to be a late one for me.
But this is better than paying for his hair transplant in Turkey, fam.
Yeah. Terry out here doing deals quicker than United. Maybe you need to be in the boardroom.
You said this before. We need Terry in there.
Terry in there, like, you just get the deal done with like none of this haggling. Get me? United really are haggling FC. Like, you'll just get the deal done.
That's it. But no, with DT, I would love it all to go wrong. And the first show DT does on the show would be let's chat Gabriel, bruv. Do you know what I mean? You have to come on with a song. Dreams can come true. Old man don't know about that song though. Do you know what I mean? Eye patch. All the youngers know who Gabriel is with the eye patch.
They probably don't, Terry. That's the thing. They don't.
That song as well. When I was a kid, I don't know, I was in like junior school. That song was a banger, bruv. When that song come on at the school discos, that was the one, bruv. But can you imagine? But by the way, if I was made director of football at Man United, this YouTube channel would be gone. Shit, and my Twitter account, because something's getting dragged up. I don't know what, but something's getting dragged up. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, the NDAs that need to get signed. Oh my gosh,
this is madness, bro.
That's the thing, though. If you're an Arsenal fan, though, like, you know what? Salute to his agent, yeah, because his agent is literally
securing the bag.
Exactly,
he's securing the bag.
Exactly. Like, who's the player there's a player that's going to join Raiola soon. Oh, I can't remember who it is. It's a big player as well. He's leaving his agent to join to join Raiola. People want agents that get shit done, and this agent's getting it done. He had Arsenal in the bag, and he's like, we'll just let Arsenal chill. They're desperate. Let's see if the big boys actually want this player because he's a talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I always find if somebody joins me in Raiola, it's because they want a big move. Because he'll get you that move, or he'll get you that big deal. So I've always been surprised that Verratti stayed at PSG so long. Do you know what's mad? Is it, you know what though? You know these like negative United fans as well. PSG winning the Champions League is the worst thing for Man United right now, because you do realize like like there's people actually saying, "See, Di Maria's going to win a Champions League." I'm like, are you mad? He left all those years ago. None of you wanted him anyway. Now that he might win a Champions League, you're all crying.
The revisionism.
It's like, well, you weren't bothered when he left, so shut your mouth now. Innit? Like that's the stuff that annoys me, like big time. I just sort of feel like you weren't crying about it all season. Now you are.
It's funny you bring that up. So I'm sure you've seen all of this revisionist history about Lukaku. Like, we've got to talk about it. Horror, bro.
This Lukaku thing is crazy. Just because he's bagging and okay, he's doing what we all know. Lukaku's a goal scorer. Nobody's doubting that whatsoever. You just look at his record. You don't have to see him play. You know this guy scores goals. Is he a guy to lead you to a Premier League or a Champions League? Absolutely not. So I don't understand why all of a sudden Lukaku scoring goals, we need to get him back. We remember how frustrated we all was. Lukaku's not good enough.
I had an argument the other day with my friends, like, you shouldn't sell Lukaku. I'm like, no, because
we had it.
I think it was Prime. Yeah, Prime. It was you, bro. I know it was you, fam. You always do this with this.
AJ, what you don't understand is that Prime is a troll. That's what you have to understand. Prime's a troll.
Any man who has a haircut like Prime is a troll. Like he's man's there with that sort of Johnny Bravo type weird thing on his head, bro. Man head looks like roadkill. You know he's joking about. Like seriously, that haircut is. Don't come East London with that, bruv. Lynch job. Do you know what I mean? Be like, oh, bro, what are you doing right there? No, I'm only joking with you, Prime. Your hair looks beautiful, son. But no,
it doesn't. It doesn't. It looks like that. It looks like a quiff. It looks like a quiff that's tough. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's Lego hair. It's not real hair. It's bro.
Prime's in the chat. He asked me what did I do. Okay, what happened was we was arguing about Lukaku, fam, and you're saying we shouldn't have sold him and we should have changed. And I said we should have because it didn't fit our style. And you was trying to say that you should have fit his style around Lukaku. I'm like, no, what manager does that? They don't be the style I want. If you don't fit, you don't fit. He was just trying to.
The problem with Lukaku, if you play him in a 2, then you can mask his deficiencies. Him as the lone striker trying to hold up the ball, no good. If you play him in a 2, Lukaku's just in the wrong era. If you played him with a technical 10, like in the old school 10 in the 4-4-2, Lukaku can just stand up front and score goals.
Yeah.
Tell him. I was saying this about Gabriel Jesus as well at City. Like these men are hung out to dry as a lone striker up front.
I also feel, it's true. But what's his name? If like Javier Hernandez should have been 10 years older and did his career in that era, it would have been better. But this is the thing as well. It's a bit with this revising of history and changing things. If social media was a thing back in the sort of early mid 2000s, this same thing would be being said right now about why did Man United get rid of Diego Forlan for? Now I know that Forlan didn't score as many goals for United as Lukaku did, but he then went away to La Liga and he killed it in La Liga. But if social media was prevalent then like it is now, that would be the kind of notion that how dare you get rid of him, should have kept him, he's killing it elsewhere. Everyone just, honestly, for me, everyone's saying what hair? Do you know what hair I'll do? Like, I mean, I'll show you. That's Prime. You can see his hair in that picture there on the screen, bro. Look at that.
Yeah, he has had a trim. He
cut it though. He cut it. I reckon he asked David for David went and had his haircut, and David took a picture, and then he went and got this. He went into the barbers and was like, "Excuse me, bruv, like maharba teshagule," and then was like, "Can you trim my hair, please, like this picture?" Yeah.
Yo, he wants to come on and
a little bit of Turkish, with a little bit of Turkish. I think I just said hello, how are you? I think if I said that really bad word, I'm sorry. That's the only stuff I know. We might be able to get Prime on actually if Prime's about. Just don't shout that microphone, Prime, and get out he always talks to us when he's on the toilet. You can always tell that echo, bro. He's either on the toilet or buy some furniture, please. IKEA is cheap, it's cheerful. Get it done. That vibration through your earphones hurts my lug holes, mate. But
the chat won it.
Stephen in the house says, hi guys, thanks again for KJ for coming on my show, mate. Means a lot. You are and the rest of the guys are free on Sunday at 7:30 for a Champions League final. Brother, we don't do watch-alongs, we do the watch-alongs here.
No problem, Steve. You're good. Thanks for having me on.
Football Terrace, we ban competition. We ban it. Anyone who comes on the show, all of them will tell you what, I DM them all every day. Very, very aggressively saying, don't go on any other one else's channel. Don't retweet anybody else. It's wrong. That's me. That's me.
It's a lie, man, isn't it?
Now, community is real.
Yeah, it's facts. And the thing is, Terry can kick all our asses, so we got no choice. You get what I'm saying? Like,
David, no, you're not part of the conversation today. Go away.
David, send me a link. Send me a link. Oh, David, send me a link. Send me a link.
Yo, like,
Little boy.
why does David have a fake handle? You know he's not on Twitter. He comes on here with an act like he's on Twitter. He's not on Twitter. I've looked for him.
No, it's Instagram. It's his Instagram.
He don't use it. He is on Twitter, but he don't use it. It's just, do you know what I like that though? You know, there's a thing in the States that's caught a bit of like trend recently. It's called like kids call it being off the grid, where they don't use social media, and it's becoming the trendy thing. I hope that kind of catches on because kids have got to get themselves off social media. Like for me, I'm on it a lot because I use it for like football. But if I weren't chatting football, I wouldn't use it, you know. Like I have no like people make me like, but when it comes to YouTube, I get all these people throwing names of YouTubes at me. I'd be like, this guy, this girl, this person. No idea what they're talking about. You follow these people on Instagram. Nah. Oh, they do great like tutorials and the only thing I really watch a lot of at the moment, I'm obsessed with watching people trying to remove bees or wasp nests from their own houses. Like that's amazing. Seeing people like sometimes it works, it's funny. Other times it don't work and they're running. I'm obsessed with it. That's what I use the internet for. Or joke things. I like watching stuff on Instagram where people try to like do a backflip on a car and they land through their windscreen. That for me is all I use the internet for. Some people are obsessed with it. I'm free to come on for your channel, support you guys. Thank you very much, Stephen. But Prime, you've been sent the link. David, you've been sent the link. Where you man at?
Prime said 1 sec.
1 sec.
The Chelsea boys are on their way.
Yeah, no, it's more about this conversation about like Lukaku that Prime wants to clear up. I don't know what needs to clear up.
There's nothing to clear up. Do you know what it is? The media love doing this. There's this rule that if you leave Man United, you can't do well elsewhere, which is stupid to me. Like, you can leave Man United and do well. It's absolutely fine. It has no impact. It doesn't mean that we made the wrong decision to sell him. I saw a tweet earlier on about him doing well. I was like, yeah, good for him. I'm happy he's doing well.
You sorting your hair out, mate? Sorting your hair out? Oh, he ain't got sunglasses on today. That's cool.
Yo, Prime, I told you about this, man. Where's the sunglasses? That should be your thing, man. Go get the glasses.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through it a lot personally.
Wait, 1 sec. Dave, why are you here, fam?
That's nice, you know. That's nice.
Prime's got a reason to be here. Why are you here?
I'm just here to troll. I'm not going to lie.
David, you can't troll an accent like that, bro.
Why not?
I'm just here to troll.
Yo, can you get out of heaven as well, please? Yo, it's so bright, man. Jeez.
Get out of heaven.
Hold on.
So what are you saying, Prime? What's the problem? What's the issue?
Yeah, come on,
my point wasn't necessarily that. My point was, I get it if Ollie doesn't want to use.
You're going to sit on the fence again. You've already said a few words. You're going to sit on the fence. I can already tell.
These men are butchering you already, Prime. Fight back, man. Get me. Why are you always on the ropes, man?
Don't sit on the fence. Just go for it, please. Don't sit on the fence.
Well, it's hard to talk when you're, interrupting me. It's hard to talk when you're interrupting me.
Oh.
That's what I mean. Say it with your chest, just like that.
I will even.
That puts more pressure on me. No, my point was that I get Ollie doesn't want to use him as his main striker, but for someone like Lukaku, you have to use him to his strengths to get the best out of him.
Yes, and we didn't do that. That
was my point about Lukaku. My point wasn't to keep him.
So you're saying we didn't get the best out of him?
No, that wasn't my point, KJ.
Nah, you see,
because my point was to replace him with a backup, which you kind of needed. With the injuries this season, you kind of did need.
are you saying ledge as in legend or ledge as in like he just sits?
Yeah, the leg that you sit on, KJ, keep up.
No. I was trying to back you, fam. I was trying to back you there, fam.
Terry's forgotten he's muted.
Yeah, I did. Calm yourself down, David, mate. Come on, mate. We've all, I remember my first drink as well, but chill out.
Because my point was that he hit like over 30 goals this season, and with United, they kind of do need a backup or maybe a first choice over Martial. That was kind of the discussion about.
What's it got to do with Lukaku?
First choice over Martial. Why?
Well, we were just kind of having that discussion about it.
KJ, 1 second. Let me ask him one question. So, Prime, do you believe Martial is a good enough first choice number 9 for Manchester United?
No.
Wow. Okay, continue.
So the way this conversation started in I think it was on a Skype call or a group chat was talking about how Man United were missing some chances in that Sevilla game, and we're saying and Prime mentioned Lukaku, look what he's doing with this, and Studio got rid of it. And we just went back and forth. It seemed like to me, Prime, you were saying you should have kept Lukaku because he brought back goals. Because the way that he was arguing,
My point,
that made no sense.
It wasn't necessarily to keep him. My point was just to you kind of needed a backup striker, which did show throughout the season. Because
we had Mason.
Right, Prime. I'll ask you this question again another time. Is Martial a good enough number 9 for Manchester United Football Club to lead the line?
At this moment in time, I don't think so.
Wow.
He could develop into one, but I don't think he is.
Why?
Based on what? Back that up.
Back that.
He doesn't. I mean, he's not clinical necessarily.
He's not clinical. He's not.
Wait.
No.
He's got nothing.
That is going to be smoked.
I just don't think. I mean, look, if he develops into one, that's great. For you guys, I do hope he does. But I
all right, I've had enough. All right, I can't stand with people. Yeah, like you realize that game against Sevilla was like an abomination. His conversion rate in that game would have been his worst in an individual game, probably in his entire Manchester United career. If Terry wants to, Terry can go get the stats right now and just sun you on his conversion rate compared to the best players in Europe. Like, he doesn't miss chances. What are you talking? What? What do you mean he's not clinical enough? He's almost
Prime. I'm sorry, bro. He's super you do know he's got.
He's the definition of clinical, Anthony Martial.
Let me say this now. My chest. Let me say this now with my 42-inch chest, bruv. When I've been
measure your chest.
I've been gym, right? When I've been
measure your chest.
Of course, I'm measuring my chest, bruv. I just think I get measured for my suits for work.
Okay.
You know about.
I don't know what work is, baby. I'm saying.
That's why I asked the question. That's why.
Right. Anthony Martial next season outscores by at least 4 goals to that of Timo. I've never played in the Premier League. Werner said it on my chest. Bro.
Wow.
That's how good he is. Outscores all competitions. Timo Werner by at least 4 goals. There, I said it.
All right.
My
nice.
guy.
Wait. You said what? Next season or last season?
No, next season.
Then you can just go check it.
To be honest, I blanked out halfway of what you said. So.
He's basically saying that Martial is going to score more goals in all comps than
next season.
Than Werner. Yeah, than Timo Werner.
4 goals.
I mean, I would expect him to, considering the fact that he's played in the Premier League and he's supposedly a better striker.
Wait, why are you trying to put down our player?
No. It's supposed to be about your opinion. It's supposed to be about your opinion. Forget the supposedly.
What did I just say, David? I said I would expect him to.
Why would you say
he's
that?
Not clinical.
Because of what they just said.
No, but you said he's not clinical. You said that.
Yeah.
So by your standards, he shouldn't be outscoring Werner, should he?
I don't know if he will. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know.
For me, Werner's going to be close to that golden boot. I'm saying it now.
I don't know if Werner will win the golden boot next season.
Werner's going to have such a bad season. The only boot he's going to be near is getting the boot for Frank Lampard, bruv. Trust me.
If Werner ends up behind Tammy Abraham, oh dear.
All right, fair enough. We'll all see you next season anyway. So
Prime looks stoned.
Prime, you're not yourself.
I'm not stoned. Like I just said, I'm going through a lot of stuff personally, so I'm just like tired.
No, I get that, bro. I get that, and I respect that. What I would say is don't put yourself in the firing line on a live stream. Like, and I mean that with respect.
I'm not really in the firing line. You asked me for an opinion, I gave it, but you don't like the opinion. That's fine.
But that's what we do on the show, bruv. You know that.
I know, but that's fine. Again, I'm saying it's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong.
I do. I hate it. I hate being wrong.
I
mean, that's the only way you can learn.
Being wrong is
I just can't believe you said Martial's not clinical. Of all things to say about
Terry, can you bring up T's comment quick?
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's fine. And if Martial gets 30 goals next season or whatever, then fair enough. But see that, but fair.
TD, If you better hope he stays. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah, but you know what's mad about it. Right, probably right. But it's going to be another season. That's what I say about Aubameyang, which is amazing. I think he must have been. Actually, no. I think the only player to outdo him would have been Ravanelli to have got relegated and score over 20 goals. But like for me, I wouldn't be worried about Aubameyang scoring goals because you're finishing no higher than 7th next year, Arsenal fans. So.
He is also. People are saying we need a new striker. We need more experience up front. Let me just say this year. Name me a strike force in Europe that has scored the amount of goals our guys have scored at the ages of 18, 22, and 24.
Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, and
Dave, 1-6, 27. Dave, 27.
KJ, you do understand that my point was more so the fact that you need backup and strength in depth, not Dave, more so that you need to replace
Prime, I'm not chatting to you. I'm not chatting to you, Prime. I'm not chatting to you.
Ali. 1 sec, because Prime just said he's not talking about. He's saying
it wasn't mainly about replacing Martial. It was more so the fact that you need a backup striker.
If Martial's not good enough, then surely we don't need backup. We need to replace him. Surely?
Back up like squad depth.
Right.
I don't get what that's got to do with Lukaku though.
But the Prime is saying we should have. I think Prime is saying Lukaku would have been good to keep around just as a backup.
No.
No, I know what it is.
I'm saying squad depth. The conversation isn't about Lukaku specifically. I'm just saying in general, you guys need.
But is it fair to say that Anthony Martial missing all those chances in one game and Lukaku doing well at Inter at the same time triggered the conversation?
Yes.
When did we have this conversation? Was that when United played or Inter played?
It was after Inter played, I swear.
Okay, so that's when the conversation started. Then.
So it's purely reaction, it's an overreaction.
I don't know if this is true. This is brilliant.
No, not really, because
I don't know how this stat is true. I have to look at it, but I hope it is. It says Terry, take away Lukaku's penalties this season, same amount of league goals as Martial, 17. And that's funny. People want to take Rashford's penalties away. But again, that would be a prime example. I don't know the facts on that, but you've seen that with people like they'll try and take Rashford's penalties away, but then try and banter you with a Lukaku that scored loads, but they will keep in his penalties to back that up. It's why I don't take it seriously. Do you know what I mean? But there we go. Boy, I appreciate everybody tuning in this evening. Thank you all very, very much. As always, Flawless, KJ, Devil, Aaron, who was already on, of course, Latimus Prime X. You've changed it. Have you added the X? Was that what X always been?
No,
it's always been there.
That's my Twitter.
It put the lad back in front of instead of fraud, didn't it? Like that's what happened.
Honestly, I think you should roll with Fraudimus. Do you know what I mean? I think it's
I'm trying to go places. No one's gonna work with a guy called a fraud.
It's great to see Dave be here. For no
You're not gonna put Latimus Prime X on your CV, are you, bro?
Well, no, that's my Twitter name.
Yeah, but that's fine because of a fraud on Twitter. Like it's like one of the best Arsenal guys around is called Deluded Guna. He ain't really deluded. Do you get what I mean?
I just don't want to use that.
Don't put on your CV that you're a fraudster because they'll be like, "Well, we're employing you." That's madness, bro.
Yeah, but that's not what I want to use.
Yeah, if you're a fraud, go work for Leo because their man loves shipping out frauds everywhere.
It's true. David, how do I say your surname?
Shirinwa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Plus, Terry, I'm not going to use my actual name on all of this. So,
what? I don't actually know your real name. What is it?
Exactly. I'm not going to use my actual name.
Man can't expose the gov. You can't expose the gov name. You can't expose the gov.
Yeah, no one needs to know.
I don't care.
I'm not going to have one of you guys saying it on a live stream.
I know it's government name.
Don't you like your name? Is it Tunde?
No, it's not Tunde.
Terry!
No one needs to know unless it's anything for government or legal purposes. No one needs to know.
No, I'm just interested. I'm asking.
Yo, Mohammed, you always call me KG.
Traditional Nigerian.
KG. Mohammed always call me. It's KJ, bro. Like it's on the screen. What do you always call me KG for? That's the comedian on United Town.
That isn't actually your real name, though, is it?
Well, KJ.
KJ. What's not your first name?
No. But my first name's been on here, and if you missed it,
his first name is Cyril. That's the best, man.
Someone said my real name is David. No, but that is like my
Femi. Is it Femi? Is it Femi?
Nah. You're nowhere close.
Abdi.
No one's gonna get it. To be honest, no one's gonna get it.
Baba Tunde. KG.
Khalid Johnson. My name's like Khalid Johnson.
If anyone does get it, I'll actually let me not say that.
If I didn't know David's name and I heard someone speak, I would think David was called this name. Where's it gone? If I didn't know what David's called, I would call you a Spencer, David. You're like a Spencer with a friend called Fergus. And
have you heard of black guy called Spencer?
Oh, geez.
Mohammed, all good, bro. All good.
What other names did you put out here? See, some of these names I can't pronounce now.
What's that?
What? Oluwadimola.
Nah, that's not me.
Is that a name? I don't know. Is that
it's an actual name.
How would you pronunciate that?
As I just said, Oluwadimola.
Yeah.
No, Dave, no.
I'm one of these people. Like, I don't laugh at the names. I like, you don't hear a name like that's a madness because I'm Cockney and dyslexic, so I see words like that and I can't tell if it's real or not. Like for me, that is you want to mess me up? Don't pull a knife on me. Show me a word like that. That scares me more than a knife, bro. I'm like,
it was Tim. Like,
pronounce that
I can
again,
see it
David.
being like something super English. It's like Tim.
Actually, Danny, I swear I told you like if
you did tell me. I ain't said nothing. Don't worry, it's cool. Confidential.
You told me too, but I ain't exposing. I ain't about that life.
I love the Spencer. Definitely a Spencer.
Gertrude.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, JWB, my guy. That's amazing.
Hamish, can you imagine Hamish?
There's no one to put like a Cuthbert or something like that. You know?
Wait, no, Mark Goldbridge is Ram. Like, I mean,
fake fan.
This is meant to be about United, and you're trying to expose my government name. Cool.
Nah. If you came on here, fam, Groot.
Groot.
I love the chat. Chat, you're amazing.
That could
Why
be
are we out there exposing?
Another one for David Bartholomew. Bartholomew Spencer Sebastian. That could be. That's what
I kid you not. I know a kid whose name is Aloysius. I kid you not. Yeah. But he's like allergic to the sun and everything.
Someone said Terry, just call him Have. Someone said Terry, just call him Have Hope.
That's what you look like.
Have Hope. Nah, see, Have Hope. Have Hope's my boy. He's Offie's rocker. Brian. That'd just be great. We're saying Brian. Do you know what I mean? Who else we got in here? No, that one's rubbish. No, that's rubbish. Barack Obama. That doesn't even make sense. Saeed.
Nah.
Someone said Obafemi.
I'm definitely a Frank Spencer.
Someone said Prime is Nigerian, so he's going to have a Bush name. I mean,
I'm not laughing. I'm not allowed to laugh at that, so I'm going to stay silent.
No, it's cool.
It's a stupid comment. Like, what do you mean the Bush name? Who said that? You said that.
I'm going to have to find it again.
You said that, though.
Peter Barsley.
Can we ban them? I'm offended by that. I'm taking offense to that name. I'm taking offense to that comment.
I was not offended at all, but
I know.
Original base Annie said it.
What face Annie?
Annie?
Original base Annie.
Annie, man.
All I'm going to say is original base Annie is part of the culture, so he's probably allowed to say that. Do you know what I mean? On a PC level, do you know what I mean? It's acceptable, probably. So that's what I'd say on that one.
I got a dip, boys.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, boy, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon.